Mark Meirowitz, who's a professor at State University of New York, Maritime College. Mark, welcome to the program. Always really great to have you on. It's a bit of a catch-all opener. What does the future hold for Donald Trump?
Well, I'm not a psychiatrist and I'm not a sociologist, so I disagree completely with everything that you've heard so far. I think the question is not about the trauma. Look, the main trauma for this country is the pandemic. It's not Trumpism. And I think basically the question really is, can Trumpism continue without a President Trump? And a lot of that will depend on whether or not the president is formally impeached and convicted. We don't know if that's going to happen, or whether or not the president will be barred from holding office under the 14th Amendment for promoting insurrection. Anything is possible because right now, without going too technical, the Senate is debating eliminating the filibuster rule. That would mean the Democrats will control the government. And if they do, they will put something in like that. The problem is, can the Trump movement continue? And I don't think the current Republican Party is going to permit Trump to lead the Republican Party. It's going to fracture. Trump is going to start a third party, no question about it. But if he can't run again, or if he's hindered from running again, it looks to me like his political future is very questionable because of the insurrection. And even people on the right, like Bill O'Reilly, have said, you lost your legacy, Mr. Trump. Many Republicans have been disillusioned. Even National Review magazine, which is a conservative mainstay, has written all sorts of articles against Trump. So that's really the issue. And as far as Biden is concerned, I think he struck the right message at the inauguration, and he was speaking to all the people. And I think this professor you had on wasn't listening to what he was saying. I think he was saying politics doesn't always have to be promoting insurrection and danger. We can have discussions with each other. So I think the question is going to be, how do our leaders listen to this? Republicans and Democrats, and hopefully we'll be able to work together. And if they can do that, they will set a good role model for the rest of the population. But I don't think we should give up. I think the main point right now is conquering the pandemic, and we must do that. And once we do that, things will get better. But as far as Trump is the past. I don't think he's the future. Of the future of the Republican Party or of the country. He lost that opportunity in what he did on January 6th. And the vast majority of the American people think that. So Mark, I don't think that movement is going to continue.
Okay. Okay. So let's look at Trump's political future. You say a lot is going to depend on what happens with the impeachment trial. Can you just clear something up for us? Whether or not the Senate votes to find him guilty of those charges of inciting the insurrection, whether or not that happens, can the Senate still vote on whether to bar Donald Trump from running for office again? Are they two separate things?
They're two separate things. I mean, the House has impeached the president by majority vote. The Senate will then vote to convict, which means to, in effect, throw him out of office. But in fact, he's already out of office. So that would be the end of that process. And then that would be by a 2/3 vote. And then the Senate by majority can vote to disqualify the president from any future political office in the United States. The other alternative is under the 14th Amendment, which states that anyone who has acted in an insurrection or rebellion, which is kind of a vestige of the Civil War, actually, will be barred, and that would be from holding office, and that would be by majority vote of both houses. Now, that is realistic. If they can't get the 2/3 vote in the Senate, because the Republicans enough of them won't buy into it, they could probably still pass that resolution. And I really believe, if you listen to Mitch McConnell, the one thing that Mitch McConnell knows, he's now the minority leader, he knows he has no future in the Republican Party if President Trump can still run for public office in 2024. That's the end of the Republican Party. And frankly, the danger to the Republican Party is that Trump again, if he can run, he will set up a separate party. And if he sets up a separate party, that one will divide the Republican Party. So there is no trajectory and no road to success for the Republicans unless Trump is out of the political picture. And frankly, after his actions, he deserves it. And he doesn't make it better by going to the helicopter and saying, "Oh, I worked so nicely with Congress." I mean, there's some kind of a disconnect here. And in that respect, I will nod to the psychiatrist and the sociologist you had on, that there's something really not right there, where he first incites the group to go and attack the Capitol, and then he says, "Oh, I just worked so wonderfully with Congress." I mean, that's just completely. I mean, I don't know what. I'm not a psychiatrist, but something is really wrong with that. And the problem is, people out there, there's still people who listen to President Trump, who are still skeptical about the election. We've got to get over that. We've got to get over the idea that everything is a fraud, everything is rigged, and everything is phony, because it's not true.
Mark,
everything is not a fraud, everything is not phony.
Okay, I need to interrupt you because we're running out of time, and I really like what you're saying. But you have a certain prescience. You're answering my questions before I ask them. Twice now you've mentioned that you're certain that Trump is going to start a new political party. There's some sort of speculation he's going to call it the Patriot Party. Also speculation he may launch his own social media platform because of the way the biggest companies have basically banned him. So does he have a future as the leader of a third party? If he can connect on social media to his base, it seems as if he would have.
Oh, absolutely. If the Senate and the House don't prevent him from running again, he has a future in setting up a third party. There are enough people out there going to support him. I've been saying it all along. That's his only trajectory. But I don't believe they're going to allow him to run again. Now, about the social media, that is the powerhouse of President Trump. When Twitter took away President Trump's right to tweet, they really cut into his ability to get his message out. That's how he communicated with the people. But you note, I mean, incidentally, you look at Biden now, and they're starting to tweet, and everybody's tweeting. So they're learning from that social media aspect of the Trump administration. The point is, Trump's tweets were very destructive. And so I think that the name of the game, and thank you for saying I was prescient, in the sense that I'm confident that if he's allowed to run and if he has a political future, he's going to try to run. But I don't believe it'll be successful. But if he can run, he will then destroy the chances for the Republican Party, just like the Bull Moose Party in the early 1900s with Teddy Roosevelt, which divides the vote. He would then divide the vote of the Republican Party. And McConnell knows this. McConnell understands this. He's not foolish. He knows the Republican Party has no future if Donald Trump is still out there. And as far as becoming a social media guy, he's probably going to set up a TV show, a cable show or something, and it'll be Donald Trump Talks, and Donald Trump will talk, and everybody will listen to him. And that will be a competitor to Fox News. So I don't see any other trajectory for him. Or he can simply go, as one leading Democratic politician said, just go to Florida and just stay there and stop interfering with the rest of the country, and let us all get ahead here and try to calm down and try to get this country back on track and give Biden a chance. And that's the last point I would say, in the sense that we have to give Biden a chance to see what he's going to do, because that's also going to be a factor in the future of Trump. If Biden fails, if Biden is a dismal failure, then Trump's going to say, well, hey, I told you so. And, you need me to come back and fix everything, which honestly is a nightmare. I mean, honestly, we go to sleep at night thinking Trump is going to be president again. And I think, honestly, we're lucky that he didn't win this election, even though he would have won the election had the economy not been shattered by that pandemic. We're lucky because we need a chance to calm down with the pandemic and try to fix that, and not be constantly at odds with each other and fighting with each other and conflict with each other, which culminated with that January 6th event, that horrific event in American history, which he was completely responsible for. And I quote Mitt Romney and others who put the blame right on him. Even Mitch McConnell said that he provoked it. So his future in the Republican Party is gone. He's got to figure something out. I don't know what he's going to do, but hopefully he's not going to damage the country any further.
Mark, thank you so much indeed. Mark Meirowitz. I learn something every time we talk, at least, Mark.